I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. We're now moving on to the third part of the rhythm topic, and so by all means, if you want to pop back to page 13 to review rhythm part 2, and you could even just pop back to page 2 where we get the first rhythm chapter. So by all means have a quick revise of those topics to help you. And now we're going to continue with the topic of ties. And so a tie is a little curved line that joins notes together, and it basically adds the note values together. It ties the value on. And so we have a 1 beat tied to a 1 beat, which sounds like a 2 beat note. There are various reasons why you would have this. We can't obviously have a minim split over a bar line, and so we have to just join together two separate notes. And there are also other rules where you don't have anything crossing the middle of a bar or so on, and we need to see where each new beat falls, and so we need to add note values together rather than writing new notes, as it were. It's worth just taking a moment to just be sure about how a tie works, because it's the same shape as a slur. And so a tie, I just do 2 notes, joins note head to note head. Whereas, let's say for example, we've got a piece of music with lots of different notes. And so a slur, which is the same shape, is rather a big umbrella which kind of covers the whole batch, which means smoothly play these together, smoothly join together. A tie is a timing issue where you're adding note values. A slur is just a performance marking to say to play smoothly. So although it's the same shape, it is applied differently. So it was worth just taking a moment to be sure about that. And now we just need to get our maths head on a little bit and just get some note adding going on, as it were. And so for exercise 1, we're asked to write the total number of crotchet beats that these tied notes add up to. So we have here a crotchet, which is 1 beat, and then we have a quaver, which is half of a crotchet beat, because we know that 2 quavers equals 1 crotchet. If I just show you the diagram again, I know you've perhaps just done a little bit of revision, but it won't hurt to just double check. We know that a crotchet divides into 2 quavers like that. And so we have in total 1.5 beats, and it's as simple as just doing some note maths, as it were. So I would suggest that you just have a go on your own and then come back into the video and just double check your answers. It's always better to try on your own first. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. And if you're always using pencil, it doesn't matter if you go wrong. You can just erase it and have another go. So I'm hoping that you've had a go of these, and now we're going to work these out and check them together. And so here we have a 2 beat note, a minim, and here we have a crotchet. And so 2 plus 1 equals 3 beats in total. Here we have a 2 beat minim, and then we have another 2 beat minim. They are tied together, so that will be 4 beats. And as I mentioned before, that's the same as a semi-brief, but you couldn't have a semi-brief sort of split over the bar line. You can't split the note and straddle it on the bar line, and so you have to just join the notes as you required. And every composer isn't going to want the note to necessarily stop at the bar. There are certain musical effects where you carry music over, and so it gives the composer the opportunity to create any rhythms that they so choose. So carrying on with the maths, we have a 1 beat, there's a crotchet, and then a minim, which is 2 beats. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now here we have a quaver, which is half a beat, and another quaver, which is half a beat. And so half plus a half is 1. That's 1 crotchet beat, but it's divided over the bar line. And here we have a quaver, which is half a beat. And then we have a minim here, which is 2 beats. And so altogether we have 2.5 beats in total. And so the note is sounded here, and then it continues for the duration of the tie. It's also worth knowing that you can tie together any number of beats, so you can just keep individually applying note head to note head. You can just keep tying notes as long as you require. Let's move on to exercise 2. And we're going to have the same principle. However, now instead of just writing the number that we've added up to, we need to find a note of equivalent value to show the total value. So we know that a 1 beat add a 1 beat equals 2, and that can be shown as 1 minim beat. And so again, I do suggest that you just try this on your own. Always better to have a go, and then you will learn much more thoroughly, and we can check through those together once you've had a go. So let's check through them now, hoping that you've had a go. Oh, I'll just sort my lead out. Pencil seems to be huge. There we go. And so we have here a minim, which is 2 beats. And here we have another minim, which is 2 beats. And so 2 plus 2 equals 4. And so we need to find a note which is worth 4 crotchet beats. Ooh. And again, if you go back to page 2, if you're not sure, you can just always find your answer there, just as a little bit of a check. So we need a semi-breve. There we go. And so we have a half a beat, a quaver, plus a half a beat. Added together gives us 1 beat, and we know that a 1 beat note is a crotchet. And then, so we've got to get our maths brain going a little bit more here. We've got half a beat. And then if I just show you how that diagram's out again. Maths is not my strong point, so I always have to visualise it. A quaver divides into a semi-quaver, or you can beam them together like that. So if that's 1 beat, that's a half a beat. Each one of those is a quarter of a beat in value. And so here we have a quarter of a beat and another quarter of a beat. And if you find adding fractions quite tricky, what you can do is just, again, diagram it out. Here's our whole beat. We'll just break it down into quarters, so we know that a half is our quaver, and then a quarter is the semi-quaver, and the final quarter, and so we know we've got a whole beat, so it's 1, and a 1 beat note is our crotchet. Carrying on, we have a 2 beat note added to a 1 beat note, added to a 1 beat note, 2, 3, 4, and a 4 beat note is a semi-breve. And then here we have a semi-quaver, which is a quarter of a beat, added to another semi-quaver, another quarter. A quarter plus a quarter, we've just seen, equals a half, and a half a beat note is a quaver, which looks like that. And so that's our first introduction into the topic of ties. And looking back here again, just as a little review, we can see that it joins note head to note head. So regardless of where the note is placed, we go note head to note head. So when the stems come down, it's still note head to note head, which is going to have to go over the top or underneath if the stems go up. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.